Keep your radio dial right here. You're locked into the hottest news station on the planet. Hot 702.5 in FM sound. Blazing today's hip-hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Bringing you the hottest, realest, riskiest talk shows live 24/7 on hot7025fm.com.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Cheryl Underwood, and you're tuned into the hottest news station on the planet, Hot 702.5.
Hi. Hey.
What's up? All your favorite artists.
Check it out. Say my name.
DJ Khaled.
This is Mila J.
Bruno Mars.
On hot7025fm.com.
Yo, it's Tavon Greatness Patterson. Want to listen to Hot 702.5 on the go? Download the Hot 702.5 app on the Apple Store or Google Play Store if you got an Android like me.
Let's get it.
Yeah. Jones. Hey. Greg Deville was at it, man. Hey. If you want the real, holla at Greg Deville. He'll tell you how to do it. Now get to it. If you want the real, listen to Greg Deville. He'll tell you how to do it. Now get to it. I'm talking real estate, building wealth, making money for your family and yourself. Now tune in. We here to help. Now tune in. We here to help. You wanna be a broker, you wanna be broke. You wanna be the joker, you wanna be the joker. You gotta bring more to the table than your hope, dreams and wishing. I can feed you fish or I can take you out fishing. I can show you the vision, addition and division, mathematic equation. Make the money flip like an acrobatic, amazing. Greg Deville help you build the foundation. I'm saying, if you want the real, holla at Greg Deville. He'll tell you how to do it. Now get to it. If you want the real, listen to Greg Deville. He'll tell you how to do it. Now get to it. I'm talking real estate, building wealth, making money for your family and yourself. Now tune in. We here to help. Now tune in. We here to help.
All right, Las Vegas, good Thursday afternoon. It's a beautiful day outside, a little windy, but nonetheless beautiful. Absolutely. Taylor, how you doing, Taylor? Alicia Taylor, everybody. Welcome Alicia Taylor to the mic. Hey, Taylor, how you doing?
Hello, Greg. How are you? Can you hear me?
I'm good. Everything is great. What is that? Got a little clarity in the background. All right, so the engineer is going to come get that resolved for us. Good afternoon, Las Vegas. Greg Deville, your host of the Let's Talk Real Estate with Greg Deville and Alicia Taylor. Hey, Taylor. There you are. So, how's it going today?
I am doing well. I got some exciting news to share with all the people out there trying to buy multi-unit properties.
Yeah, see, every time I talk to Tate, we got some new inventory, some products, some loan stuff. Listen, Las Vegas, this information you're going to want to share. Get a pen, tell a friend. Greg Deville's at it again, talking with great guests, with great information to get you where you need to be in wealth in real estate. That's right. We're talking about generational wealth through real estate, through equity. You've got to have it. If you're paying rent, you're paying a mortgage. You're doing it for someone else. So it's your chance, it's your time. Even an apartment. I don't care where you are. Even an apartment, somebody owns that. And you're paying it off for them, and they're getting the equity from the principal being paid down. Now, Taylor's going to talk to us about some information that you can invest. Now, Taylor, are we talking about for buyers or investors who have a home and want to pull equity? Explain which angle were you kind of speaking on today.
So the first thing that's hot off the presses is starting November 18th. It's so hot it's not even available yet, right? November the 18th, they are going to start allowing conventional buyers to use 5% down for up to 4 units. That's a big deal because prior to now you had to have at least 15 to 20% down.
Okay.
So now
5%, that's good.
You can buy a fourplex, and the conventional loan limits for fourplex are over $1 million. So anything in Vegas that's a fourplex, you can buy it with 5% down. Now you got to live in one unit, rent out the other 3. Now FHA has always had that program, and you can do it for a lower down payment. But many people couldn't qualify because the mortgage payment could not be more than the amount of rent, and the rents are just lower. And this way, you can use the rents even if they're lower and still purchase. So that's why conventional is a big deal.
Okay. Okay. So because as you mentioned,
You
we've
hear some
always
delay
been
there?
available. Yeah, our engineer is working as we speak. Can you hear me? Can you hear me fine?
Okay.
We're getting a. Well, you know
I can
how
hear you just fine, but I
how it
can hear
is.
like an echo.
Oh, good. Oh,
Yep,
yeah,
yep.
that's on your side. But
I'm
okay,
good.
okay. Yep, great. So the FHA part that we've always been selling is that you can purchase one, live in one for at least a year, rent the rest out. But the rents have been so. But the good thing about rents going up is making that a better loan now, with rents going more, in value,
It
if
is,
you
but the
will.
challenge is
Yeah.
now the rates have
Okay.
gone up too.
Yep.
So now the
Yep.
payments even higher. And unfortunately,
Yeah.
just because I just had one that couldn't qualify, the
Mm-hmm.
reasonable rent, it was already more rent than they were getting. The payment was still almost $5,000 a month, and the total for all the units was $4,000 a month. So they couldn't make it work, because the only way you can do that is you have to pay down enough money to make that work. So it has nothing to do with your credit, it has nothing to do with your income. Whereas with conventional, that doesn't matter. It doesn't
Okay.
matter whether or not the rents are going to cover the mortgage. As long as you can
Oh.
qualify, you can qualify.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a
Yeah.
big deal for those people that found themselves in that space.
Okay.
And
Okay.
3 units, a lot of those are out here in Vegas. You can use it and buy 3 units. So it's a new program, and it's right for the right person that couldn't get FHA or that already has FHA. Because as we know, you and I have put a lot of people into FHA loans.
Oh yeah.
You may want to be
Absolutely.
moving out of that starter townhouse, little space that you purchased, and be moving into a larger property and doing something like that.
So I can take what I currently have as my home, is whether it be a townhome or condo. I can sell it or refinance it or not, or do a HELOC. Say I'll get 80, 90, $100,000. I'm able to put down 5% on this building, right? So I see buildings 5, 7, 8. In fact, a gentleman asked me, so I've sent him some buildings, 480 up to about 675. So let's say a first-time buyer wants to go in and buy a fourplex under the FHA guidelines, but you're saying I could do it under conventional. Well, it's coming out. We could do it under conventional. Now, trying to sell this to someone who currently has a home. What's the recommendation? Sell the home, use the equity to put down on
I have
this?
a couple recommendations. If you already have a home, you're probably not really trying to move into a fourplex, right? There are a few people that are doing that. I have a real couple that's doing it because the mother has gotten older, and they're going to go and buy the fourplex. They're going to live in one unit, let the mom live in the other one. They're selling their home, and they're going to rent the other 2. So there's a few people. But for that person that really isn't going to do that, get a HELOC on your existing house.
Right.
Borrow the money for the down payment for the fourplex or the rental property, or even some small apartment buildings. I mean, I just had a client call me about, there was a 10-unit building right downtown for $1.2 million. $1.2 million is not unattainable if you got a house with equity in it.
Yeah.
You pour all that money out of your house, put $250,000 down, and now you got a 10-unit apartment building. That'll take care of your kids for a long time.
Absolutely. And take care of you.
Absolutely.
So you definitely be in the. So, but again, it's for that unique person, for that person who's willing to make the sacrifice. Because when I say the sacrifice, it's definitely a sacrifice. My first deal when I got in real estate in 2005 was with a young lady who bought a fourplex, lived it. But back then you had to live in it 3 years minimal. It was a 3-year minimum back then. She lived the 3 years. She bought it for like $180. I sold it for $425. 3 years later, 3.5 years later, she did very well. Lives in Florida now, and did very, very well. And that exposed me to that whole fourplex thing. It's again not for everyone. For those persons who maybe you're single, you want to make this investment, and now you only got to be there for 1 year. So that's a really great 1 year.
And you know what else it's really good for, Deville? It is really good for your first-time home buyers that are young.
Yeah.
A lot of them just can't qualify for a house because they just don't make enough money.
Right.
But you get 2 people together. You each have your own place. You guys buy a fourplex together and rent the other 2 units out. I'm trying to get my nephew to do it.
Yeah.
Then he can qualify, get a person to go in with him, and you're not having a roommate. You really do have your own place. You're in the same building,
place,
but not in the same house. So if
now,
there's
light bulb.
There's a great
That's
group
good
of
stuff.
people.
Yeah.
Great group of people
Yep.
friends that work together, and you
Yeah.
together can't afford a house, but together you guys can get this fourplex because you can qualify with the rent and
Yeah.
your income.
Yeah.
And now you guys each have your own apartment that you live
Mm-hmm.
in, 2 bedrooms, put
Yeah.
2 tenants in the other two and help pay for your mortgage.
There you go. There you go. And do like many, because I just recently closed on a home with 3 seniors buying the same home. Three
Yep.
seniors bought the same home, lived together, bought a 4-bedroom from me, from one of my senior clients, and who unfortunately passed away 3 weeks later. Like, wow, that was really. But he was, his wife passed in December. He was 45 years of marriage, that whole, and so he moved back to California. Yeah, and so they had to sell the house. It just, but didn't last very much longer after that. But certainly that would be a great something to those of you who are listening. Because we've been telling, my Latino community do very well at going in together, buying a piece of investment property. They may buy one house with a house in the back, right?
Yep.
And the parents live in the back. Or known to do that as well. Right? You'd be surprised. These people got money that I put a listing up the other day on East Side Civic Center in Lake Mead. House been totally restored, $370. I got a cash buyer occupant, and you'd be surprised. People got money. They got money. They just need. This house had a 13,000 square foot lot. And I mean, it's got a double RV access. So it's property. It's people with money looking for ways to invest it. This idea. Now, with that taking out that HELOC, can I get that conventional loan, taking that HELOC out?
Yes.
Okay.
So you take the HELOC out on your house, you borrow the money out of your house, you use it and put it down on an investment property. It doesn't require any seasoning. You can do it at the same time. You can be in escrow and doing your HELOC together.
Okay. And of course, everyone knows Alicia Taylor, Mortgage Solutions, the maestro of doing those type loans, Greg Deville, the realtor, who can get you the exposure to finding that property.
The house, I'll get you that money.
And listen, you'll be an investor. And now guess what? Live in that thing for 1 year, and you guys you can use it as an investment property and go purchase another property. Now let me ask this. Using the income from that fourplex as income now, correct?
Yes.
It now becomes income. So
it is income now.
Yeah.
So and it helps you qualify, because the problem with a lot of people buying fourplexes, they can't afford them. They may be $700,000. They may be $680,000. You just can't buy that much property. But you've now got $2,000 extra dollars a month that you get to count. And if it's 3 units, you have $3,000 extra dollars. That's like having $3,000 added to your income to help you buy this place. Most people can do it then. And I'm telling you, you're really onto something with these young people. These younger people that don't have any kids, aren't married, they can't afford $400,000 or $500,000 houses on their own.
Right.
And they're already living with joined walls in spaces anyway.
Absolutely.
I'd much rather have my own joined wall I own than rent somebody's apartment.
Right.
You live in one unit, recruit your friend, they come in with you. We could have all 4 different people on loan. You get 4 different families or couples to purchase a fourplex, and they all have a place to live, and they'd own it.
There you go. That's a good for someone that's listening today. You guys have family members. All of you are paying rent together somewhere, or individually rather. Put your heads together, buy the building, purchase the place, and everybody has their own unit. You qualify. Each unit may just cost $200,000. They probably could qualify for $200,000 by themselves.
Absolutely.
Times 4 people.
And there's a lot of fourplexes for $650,000. So even less. The fourplex is $650,000, $675,000. Get you a fourplex. And most of the fourplexes are in opportunity zones, and they're downtown. Those properties constantly keep appreciating. Get in there and do it for 2-3 years. You got low rent because you guys are all living. Sell that thing, make you $300,000-$400,000, split it up 4 ways, and go about your business.
Or again, somebody now, because there's a way that we can, in a few years, we have enough equity. We could take that equity out, put it down on one of the members to get their own house now, and we do it every 3 or 4 years, right? So there's a ton of ways to invest in the Las Vegas Valley. Now, again, you keep in mind, when we talk to people about paying this rent to a landlord, paying off someone's mortgage, I mean, I'm so tired of people saying, well, I can't afford to buy what I rent. You know, people are falling in love, Taylor, with their rental house. Isn't that amazing?
Falling in love with other people's homes.
On other people's homes. Yeah. And this, I mean, and granted, is absolutely beautiful, but it's not yours. And when they decide to sell,
Deville, I hear that every time I qualify somebody. I qualified and they're renting for $2,500 a month.
Yeah.
But even on paper, they don't qualify for $2,500 a month. They're renting for $2,500 a month. And you tell them what they can buy. They go, the house I got right now is 4 bedrooms. You know, I got a casita. I got this. I got that. I said, well, you don't have anything.
Right. Say that
they
again.
Have that.
Say that for the people in the back so they can hear you.
For them.
There you go.
So then I always tell them, I said, but if you just can't see yourself living in a lower standard than the house you're renting, then you need to go buy you a lower standard house and let somebody rent from you.
There you go.
So you can stay renting and still buy you a house. Buy you a house so that somebody can pay your mortgage on that house. And then you stay renting this man's house over here.
Right. Otherwise, you become like the guy that just recently been renting a house for 10 years and the landlord decides to sell the house. Isn't that something? Been renting a house. He looked up. Yeah, he looked up what they purchased the house for. He added up how much he paid rent over the 10 years and found out he paid off the mortgage. The person wouldn't let him buy the house because they were short $30,000, $40,000, $50,000. But yet you paid off their mortgage. But this is what I try to explain is that, listen, no one owes you anything, right? I mean, the fact you go to work every week, you've earned that paycheck. But other than any more money than that check that you've earned, nobody owes you anything.
Right. And it's still their house. I just had a client this year. I had a client this year who rented a property, who I know them personally, for 25 years.
My gosh.
They have literally rented that property for 25 years. My company's been open 19. They've been renting for 25. And he finally decided to sell it and gave me the opportunity to buy it. And it was tough. They were veterans too. So it was tough getting all, because they hadn't filed their taxes, their self-employed, you know, all those things. They gave me 60 days. I said, tell them to give you 90. I'll walk you through the whole thing. And they got that house. But they would have been that same story. Paid somebody's house for 25 years and they get put out in the street. That's crazy. Fortunately, they were able to purchase a home.
It's just 10 years of accumulation of things in a property to move all of that for 10 when you could stay. The house is for sale, but you're shy of $50,000, $60,000. How do you make that? How does a landlord not grace you? You know, I gave a couple of ideas, but I wasn't his realtor. He'd gone with someone else, but I made a suggestion. But again, I'm not your realtor, so now the realtors don't know savvy ways to do creative financing.
Certain things. The seller just really need to get that money. There were some things they could have done to sell it to you. Give you a silent second.
There you go.
Do some other things. Seller carry back.
Promissory note.
Still get the house. They get a lump sum of money today. And then as your house appreciates, you get a HELOC or a refi. Refi it, pay them off, and then you stayed where you were and got the house you wanted. But
never had to move out.
Don't put yourself in a position to be at the mercy of the landlord.
There you go. And find a way. Now, again, we always talk about, and Taylor doesn't do down payment. We talk to people, and everyone knows I've been the guru for down payment for, 2018 years. I've been working to help people to make sure, don't let down payment be a problem, right? If you're a veteran, you know it's no money down. Even if they used to say $1 down. Even if it is $1, it's not $1. But if it were, how do you rent when you got $1? The question is,
the number of veterans that are renters blows my mind.
Yeah, but they're
number
stuck
of Vietnam veterans who've never owned a home. I say all the time that my mission is to put veterans into homes.
Absolutely.
Like, no money down, seller pay your closing costs, get to a 500, 560 credit score. Let's get you a house. Yeah. Because again, you're paying rent, you're paying somebody's mortgage, might as well be paying yours.
And Taylor and I have worked with clients who they could be in the red and Taylor could still make the deal work, right? I mean, we don't want you to be in the red, but just saying there are creative ways. Don't say it can't be me. She just told you a 500. Did you hear her slip that 500 in there? Because honest and truth be told,
Yes.
they say really don't need a FICO for a veteran's loan, but they try to have
Or
something
FHA.
as
No
a guide.
score. No score.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's just some
And you do
ratios
a
that
very
have to be
seasoned
involved.
lender. Got to have
Yep.
a seasoned lender
That's
when
the
you're
other
dealing
one.
with those low
Right.
scores, no
Right.
scores. There's some things you just have to know, but there are ways to get it done. So I'm like, if you have the
Right.
will, we have a way. And if the answer,
Right.
like, what do we say, Deville? The answer is never no.
It's never no. Just not right now.
Nope.
Just not right now. Your side is kind of stalling on me, Taylor. I'm getting a delay.
You home ownership. It's never no.
It's never no.
Just not now.
So Taylor, your
Something.
background, your microphone is going in and out on me, Taylor. You're getting
Yeah, I lost you altogether. You
I
were
can't
just
even
gone.
hear you. Yeah, and I'm losing you. It's your signal out there in the Summerlin area. I should have asked you were you at home when I called you. Yeah. I should have said, Taylor,
I can hear you.
are you at home?
I can see you. It says I got all my bars, but stranger things have happened.
Yeah, your face is freezing over here on my side. You're freezing. Yeah. So do this. Hang up and call back. The engineer will link you back in. Can you do that for me?
Yeah.
She's going to link you back in. Look, so many of you, as you're hearing, you can own a home. You want to get into investment properties. You want to have some properties that now is a residual income. Make sure that you're creating a wealth of history with residual income. Don't forget, it's yours. If you own a house, how do I make this home work and create more money? Never mind paying off the mortgage. People, that's something old people used to talk about, paying off the mortgage. Do you know how much you have in equity and what you can do with that equity? That equity can make money. You never have to worry about paying off a mortgage. Keep using the equity and investing it and let them pay your house off. Take the equity out the house, go get you a 10-unit building, let the building pay the house and pay you every month. It's called residual income. While you're just worried about paying off the house, what are you going to do with all that equity? So I was talking to someone the other day. There's a term called, it just slipped my mind. The term was called, gosh darn, isn't that something? I'm trying to get Taylor back in here because she would know where I'm at. But you could do where you get money out of the house, right? And live off those funds, live off the equity. And but there's a lot of creative ways. Listen, the equity in your home, let it multiply for you. Okay, do a reverse mortgage. That's what I'm looking for. The reverse mortgage is a wonderful thing for those that are 62 and 65 and older. That way, you're getting that equity. You're getting that equity out of that home, and you're living on it. Because what happens when you pass away? Unfortunately, a lot of times the children just waste the money. They sell the house, and within 2 years they're broke. So use your money. I'm not talking against you leaving an inheritance. That's fine, but use that money. It's your money. Why wait till you're gone and they use it? You can use it while you're here. The reverse mortgage are for those who have limited income but have great equity in your home. So the advantage to that is they'll give you so much every month out of your equity for you to take trips, live life, enjoy life. You don't have to be stuck in the home. You want to live on a golf course? Then take your equity in your home. My uncle's in California. He's got $785,000 in equity. You know what I told Unc? He said, "Oh, nephew, I'm fine right here." I'm like, "You're fine right there?" And Taylor, you're back with us. Okay. I'm talking about the reverse mortgage for a moment.
Hopefully, that's better.
Yeah, still kind of getting a little freeze on me. But I'm talking about for a moment when we talk about this equity. We talk about this equity and the reverse mortgage. Now, people, have all this equity in their home. I'm talking about people. Can you see me and hear me, Taylor? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes.
No?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So with those who have equity in home, and I'm talking about them having the equity in home. While we're talking, people always talk about paying off the mortgage, but use the equity to get residual income and let the investment property pay off the mortgage. So that way you're using it and creating more income by using the equity to multiply for residual income. So now that takes a great lender to do a refinance. I was saying to some to even do, the reverse mortgage. I have an uncle who $780,000 equity in the house and doesn't care to do anything. I'm saying, go live your best life. You got all this. One day when you pass on, and shout out to the Mumford family. We lost Assemblyman Stephen Mumford this morning. And so certainly shout out to his family, Mr. Mumford, Assemblyman, who has made many changes in our 89106 community. So we certainly send our condolences to the family. But for years, people have have had much equity in their home and can do something. So Taylor, if someone wanted to do, how much can they borrow? I know the answer, but I'm to someone else who may want to ask, how much in the equity could they borrow on their home?
So you're allowed up to 80% of the value of your house on a first mortgage, but you're allowed up to 90% on a HELOC. So technically you get 90% of the value of your house.
90%. 90%. So you mentioned to me before there was a HELOC and there was another kind of loan that interest bearing, or you had the HELOC and then you had this other type where you can borrow money. So you got a HELOC, which is a revolving line of credit, like a big credit card that goes up and down. Right. And then you have a HE loan. Fixed loan. So it's just like a 30-year fixed or a 20-year fixed. You get all the money at once. Okay. Yeah.
And the payment never changes, like a car note.
Never. Oh, okay. The HE loan. Mm-hmm. Now, is that a very popular product right now?
It is. A lot of people are doing HE loans because they know exactly how much money they need. So they don't want a line of credit and they don't want to gamble. They want to know the payment's $800. It never will go up.
Okay.
So a lot of people do the HE loan for that reason. Other people are going to HELOC because they don't need the money yet.
Right. Okay. Okay. So the HELOC, the HELOC is a big credit card to whatever you may want to do, just using the equity in your home. So that's what Unc can do. Unc wants to add on to his house. I think he's adding on, but I think he ran out of money because every time I call him, I'm just a little delayed. I want to say, Unc, you need some money? Because I can show you how to get some money. You got it in your house. Well, nephew, my house paid off. I really don't want. I'm saying, Unc, you could use your own money. That's your money. It's your interest. It's your equity.
Yes, your equity. Yes.
Yeah. It's your equity.
And I tell people all the time, get the HELOC even if you don't need it. If you don't need any money, get a HELOC. Lock it in now. Lock the rate in now. You only pay. So if you're not using it, you're not paying for it. It's just like having a credit card with no balance on it. But if you get it now, 2 years from now, you need the money. You don't have to requalify. It's already there. So, especially for self-employed people, when you buy the house, when you buy something and you filed your taxes, income is strong, get that HELOC with those taxes so that you don't have to worry about trying to get it later and refiling and doing all that with your taxes.
Got you. So, Taylor, I understand you got the silver bullet out there, the silver bullet.
I have the smoking bullet.
The smoking bullet. Smoking bullet. So, okay.
Yes. So I own a cigar company, me and my husband, called Smoking Bullet Cigars. We have 5 cigars in our initial launch. They are absolutely outstanding. You can get those on SmokingBulletCigars.com. And that's smoking with an N, no G. Not smoking. We smoke it. Y'all get it.
We smoking. Yeah. We smoking.
We're not smoking.
Yeah.
We're smoking.
Yeah. Right. Smoking. So how'd you come up with the name? Like you looked at it and like a bullet. How'd you come up with the name?
So it's interesting. We were originally going to be Silver Bullet. So our initial. That's why we thought silver. So our initial collection is the Silver Bullet collection. And my husband's background was in law enforcement. We're both as gun enthusiasts. So I'm about having
weapons in my life. I am. And all of our Deville.
Yeah. I'm a gun toting.
I got you. I don't know if you got me. I got you.
Yeah.
I'm a gun toting Democrat.
Yeah, you. I don't think you could.
All of our
I don't think you could move.
Named after bullets.
Oh.
Okay, I can see you. I'm moving. I can hear you. Then you will freeze, but I can see everything. Like I think I'm just moving, and you like can't hear me. It's crazy.
Yeah. So I'm gonna need you to be still because every time you get involved, I'm losing
so our
you.
initial launch, all of our cigars are named after ammunition. So we have the hollow point.
Oh.
You're
hollow
losing
point.
me again.
Okay.
I don't know what's going on.
No, I hear you.
Yeah,
I hear you.
We got
no,
the
I hear
point,
you. Come on.
The full metal jacket.
A
9mm. And then we have sweet steel, which is for ladies. It's a flavored cigar. And we have coffee, cocoa, and cognac. So the entire collection is named after ammunition. And Smoking Bullet just made
ammunition
sense,
and some cognac.
Bullet. Yes.
yeah. Smoking Bullet. Yeah. It's something unique, something set apart. Wonderful. How's that going? How's that going for you?
I can hear you.
And how's that going for you? Is it doing what you expected? Business wise, how's business
so far,
for you?
So good. So far, so good. It's a labor of love to begin with because cigars are not cheap, right? And you can't just make them yourself. You have to get them from a farm. They have to be grown, cultivated. We invested in Nicaragua in a actual farm. That's how this whole thing started. So we don't white label cigars. Our cigars are personally blended. We literally blended them ourselves to make sure they tasted and had the flavor that we wanted. But so far, it's been a ton of fun. We have big plans. We plan on taking the company public. So keep your eyes out. We'll come and announce that on your show when the time comes.
Okay. Yeah. You just can't be at the Summerlin property when you come on my show. The Summerlin connection.
I have to go to my office. I got to go to my office.
Yeah. We got to be at the office because you got so much powerful stuff and it's chip going like that on me, and so I'm like losing
crazy.
good valuable.
In and out. Crazy.
Yeah. See, when you're rich,
you
connect.
See me, I can see everything I'm doing. It's crazy. But up here, we got the worst connections up here. We do.
Yeah. Unfortunately. Well, look, I will not hold your time, but that has been great value information. When I'm always here on Thursdays, right? This is a Thursday show. And the next time I call you, I'm going to hope you're in the office so that we could do this from the office and I can get all of that power.
We got to schedule it?
Yep. We got to schedule it.
And now you were. Or I'm going to come to your studio and do the show.
Yeah, because you were my
studio guest.
There you go. Be the in studio. Wonderful. Yeah, I had a last minute backup pull out on me, so you were my ram in the bush. So I certainly appreciate you, Taylor. Many years you've come through for me, and so certainly we want to continue to appreciate you and your business. We hope for much success. All right. So thanks for coming through, and we'll talk to you next time. Okay. Talk to you soon.
All right.
All right, Las Vegas. That's Alicia Taylor with Mortgage Solutions. Many of you know Taylor. She is my friend. She named her daughter Taylor, but I still call her Taylor. Her name's Alicia Taylor. I never call her Alicia. I always said Taylor. I don't know. But we met at a radio show one day. She was coming out, and I was going in to do a show, and we met, and we said, we got to exchange numbers. Who would know 13 or 16, 17 years later, we're still partners in crime. She does the lending and I do the real estate, and but I work with about 8 or 9 lenders. Everyone knows that. There's no one particular my favorite. All you guys that are doing loans with me are great. You're wonderful. You do your part. Shout out to our friend Diana Dykes, who does very hard at getting things done. Shout out to Christina Graham. Christina is diligent in getting things done. She's very savvy, very intellectual at getting new information to us, much like Taylor's giving us about the home equity, the HELOC, and the HE loan. Now, she mentioned the HE loan was a loan that you can get. It's an equity, right? It's an equity, and in that you could use it however you want. The payment is consistent. So there's different kind of loans for those of you that own a home. You got equity in the home. You want to find out how can you use that money to make more money. That's called residual income. Every family should have 3 or 4 streams of income, right? Let real estate get you started. Many of you want to start a business. You don't have the upfront capital to do that. Well, somebody said, well, I want to get a loan. Well, borrow it from your own house, borrow it from yourself, right? You can invest in yourself. So when no one gives you a grant, don't let the grant discourage you from going forward in what you dream or endeavor in doing. It's your dream. How can someone tell you no to your dream, right? So you have equity in your home, buy yourself the dream. Get the dream started and watch it take off for itself. And now you, again, with the equity, but you got to own a home, right? So this is what landlords are doing. The reason they're going up on your rent because he went and got a HELOC. With his HELOC, guess what happened? The HELOC, he went and started another business. Charge you the rent, increase on your rent to pay the loan that he just purchased. He just got $250,000 and went up on your rent and started a business. Now he's got your stream of income by paying off his home. So he's getting money from that. His job, whatever he does, then his wife, if he has one of those, and then now he just made another investment. And he's got it on the back of the renter to pay it off. Now, let's talk about this solar program because many of you can take solar. You have a home. Your power bill has been ridiculously high this year. Yes, it has, because you know what? NV Energy's gone up 54.2% since 2021. So with that increase, I know it hurt your pocket. So if you get solar, now I got a solar program that I recently joined. I love this program. I didn't get the program, it wasn't available 6 months ago. But this program that I've just found out about, recently joined up with some guys since installing solar in my home. I've been so excited about it. It's been a great opportunity. Now, with this opportunity, I decided I would sell solar because it goes great with my home ownership. Listen, I don't have a power bill, but this new solar that I have has a battery backup, meaning whatever you don't use goes in storage. You store your own power. So let's say that the lights went out in the community. Guess what? Your battery pack will kick in and you have your own power. Now you have to wait till the city can get everybody out there and get all the connections back. It's like having a generator at your home. So this new solar technology, and it's wonderful. It's a great, great opportunity for you to get solar now with no upfront costs. You get a tax credit of $14.99, $14,999, $15,000 basically on a tax credit, right, that you can use towards buying down the unit. Now, every unit, its size is different and every cost is different. So it's not based on the square footage of your home. It's based on usage. Because although you may have a home at 1,500 square feet, but you may use enough power in that house, excuse me, that someone at a 2,000 square feet is using. So it's based on the usage. That's why we need to see your kilowatt usage for the year to determine how much are you using, determines how many panels will be required on your property. 702-349-0162. Greg Deville. Deville Realty Group, the name you need to know right here in the Valley. We've been around 18 years in real estate sales and resales and investment properties, flip properties. But I've been in real estate over 45 years just in the flip business, just in getting in. I'm telling you, this has been a wonderful experience, a wonderful ride. I want to help you learn how to get involved. You got to contact me. Again, those of you that do own a home, you don't have solar, get that solar on your home. I'm telling you, everywhere I look, people are having solar put on their home. The advantage is to all the sun that we get, you get to use the energy from the sun to power up your home. So it doesn't matter. You could do all the line. You know, sometimes we cut back on things to save on energy usage, but now you don't have to worry about that anymore. When you have solar on your home, do everything you want to do when the sun's out, right? I want to wash, do everything I want. I don't have to worry about turning down the air. And no, it doesn't. It's not a problem anymore. The problem was it was so expensive, especially with the increase, how rent has gone, right? Now, I want to talk to those of you on this second about the opportunity to save your home. I've been getting emails from the county recorder as well as from the trustee sales. Trustee sales mean that there's a trustee that owns your home. The mortgage company loaned you some money from an investor. They call the trustee. The trustee then puts your home up for sale because you're behind in your payments. Now they're going to auction that property off. Now, let me explain how this works. Let's say you're 90 days behind, delinquent in your mortgage. You're 90 days behind. What are you going to do? You can't catch up. You're $6,000 behind, including late. You're about $7,500. You can't borrow it. You have no way to get it, but you have the equity in your home, but you can't touch it because you're delinquent in your payments. So, yeah, you got great equity. In fact, if you could only get to the equity in your home, you could solve all 95% of your problems. It's tied in the equity of your home. So I was speaking to a gentleman recently. I said, look, I see your home going up for auction. He said, well, Mr. Deville, I'll just file bankruptcy. I said, so what are you going to do with the $140,000 that's equity in your home? Well, when I say it's going to lock it. No, let me say this to you. That $140,000 in bankruptcy, you're in bankruptcy. Now, 7 years, you know your score is taking a hit that you've tied up $140,000. Now you can't even get to it at all. So unfortunately, 4 years down the road, you may be able to get your credit back up to be able to borrow from the 140. Maybe, if you do everything right and on time. But here's the problem. You just lost $140,000 sitting in your home. Who knows where it'll be in 3 to 4 years? You need the money now. Well, Deville, how do I get the money now? So we have to sell the property. Let me give you an example. Just sold Miss Rose a house, right? Just for the sake of name. Just sold Miss Rose home. Miss Rose decided, look, I really want to keep my home, but I'm too far behind to catch up with the payments. So the other alternative is let's sell it. How much do you have? And $190,000 in equity. Why bankrupt and leave that kind of money on the table? Why lock that kind of money up? So here's the plan, Ms. Rose. Here's what we're going to do. Let's sell the house. Let's get the 190. So now we sell the house. We pay some minimal fees. We pay off the loan. So out of the $190,000, you got some real estate costs, some title fees, some transfer fees, some fees that you have to pay. Let's say you walk away after all that, maybe it costs you $25,000 out of the $190. So where you at now? About $170? Okay, let's say $165. You get a check within a day of close of escrow for $165,000. Now, yeah, your home is gone, but so are your headaches. You've been worrying about them coming knocking on the door and putting you out. Well, number one, they can't do that. Okay, they have to give you ample notice. The home is going up. You have to vacate the property. They have to give you notice. They can't just knock on the door and say you got to get out. However, if they were to do that, you still had the $190,000 on the table. So how are we going to get the $190,000? We're going to sell it, give the lender back their monies, pay those loans off. Now that we've paid off the real estate and the title and escrow fees and any other fees we may have, accrued over time, right? So now we got $165,000 in our bank account. Now, what are you going to do? Number one, you're going to pay off some of those debts, right? That didn't get paid off in escrow, right? Like those credit card debts. Bring that back down. You're going to pay off that car. You got $160,000. Pay the car off. Don't buy nothing. You don't need to buy nothing. You got enough stuff. You're going to realize that when you move out. I got a lot of stuff. So you're going to find out when you move out, you got all this stuff. So we're going to get you a place to rent. Now, because you're 4 or 5 months behind in your mortgage, the landlord to where you're going to rent. That's right. I said rent. Now, I'm against renting because it's a Band-Aid. I'm against it for long term. Renting is like a Band-Aid. It's just there to cover the scab, but you got to take that off. You can't leave it there. It's got to heal. It needs oxygen, right? So we're going to rent for the 1 year. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to rent for 1 year. Here's the plan. That $160,000 you receive, or $165,000, pay down those bills. So I want you to take $40,000 of the $160,000, and I want you to pay off the car, all your bills, and everything. I want you to take a trip. I don't care if you do a staycation or go to Jamaica. I want you to plan a trip for yourself for all the stress that you had. And I want you to relax. And I want you to say, you know what? Mr. Deville helped me get from under the debt. But I'm $160,000 strong. Now, in this trip, paid off the car, paid off my credit cards, Got everything, got my limits. Don't pay them off, but I got my limits down. Now that my limits are down, now I'm going to use it minimally, right? Groceries. Like I said, let's do this. One of the reasons we get in debt is clothes, shoes, purses, and hats, right? Clothes, shoes. We go to concert, we need a new purse, shoes, and hat, and a belt. Do we need a belt? Yeah, some people need a belt, right? So, because it can't be Gucci down to the sock without the belt, right? No, our engineers say they don't always need a belt. Listen, because I'm out of that. I've passed that. But I needed to know from people that may know more than I do on that. But listen, so this is how we get in debt, because we go to a concert, right? So we got to have a new outfit. Like somebody knows what outfit I had at the last concert. I don't know. I mean, if you got time to keep up with me, because you ain't got time to keep up with what you doing. So I'm just saying. Now, we've gotten into debt, but we got equity in the house. So I want you to stay focused. We're going to rent for 1 year, but in order to rent, we're going to have to pay double security deposit. Here's the problem, because guess why? Because you've jacked up your credit. You cannot purchase now because you jacked up your credit. So these companies now want to rent a house. They want you to pay double security, first and last month's rent. So it might cost you $7,000, $8,000, but you got it because Deville just sold a house that's giving you all these headaches, right? So now you got the money, you're going to give them that because they're going to give you that back in a year. But in 1 year, you will have paid those credit cards down. Now it's going to start reporting positive again because everything's been reporting negative. Now you're going to start reporting positive again. So within that 1 year, guess what happens? You're reporting positive. So now the train is moving again. That train was just sitting there. We want to get the chains moving. Now you're getting closer to the end zone. Now you're about ready to make that TD, right? So now the chains are moving. Now the FICO score is starting to get a better review. In 1 year, I just need you to have, because remember, you're going to spend 40 of the 160 because you're going to pay off some stuff, pay that car off, get those debts out of the way. Don't buy nothing until you get all those debts out of the way. Take a trip, chill, relax, right? Come back, go back to work, you good, your debts are off, and you got a game plan. See, when teams go and meet the coach and take a timeout, they go and get a strategy. They go see the play. What's our next play? I'm giving you the book. Here's the book. You're going to rent for that 1 year. In 1 year, we're going to come back. Your credit score is going to be at least a 600, right? 580, I can get you in. 600, right? Listen, we're going to get in, because remember, you got 120,000. You got 120,000 that you sat in a savings account, was getting a little interest on it, not much, but a little bit of interest. Now, that 120, you may take 85,000, use it or 100, or you could take the whole 120 and put it on the next house, right? Now you're going to put that on the next house. Let's say you qualify at 600,000. You're going to put let's say you put 100 on it. Well, you're financing 500,000. Now your payments are going to be where you want to be, and you have 100,000 equity into the house, because you lose the money. You're just buying down the principal. You have advanced equity in the house. So these are the kind of things that we want to talk about at the Greg Deville Let's Talk Real Estate Show, is empowering you how to create generational wealth. Generational wealth, things that keep coming, even when you're long gone, Rockefeller, even when you're long gone, Hughes, right? It keeps revolving. Residual income. Those are the kind of things we want to talk about to help you get to that next level of life where you can enjoy your senior years and just travel like you always mentioned or dream to do. But how do you do it without a game plan while you're 35? Till when you get 65 and 70, you can start relaxing. Well, you can relax now. Really, you can. I don't know about you, but I'm 58. I enjoy, go out on the boat, go fishing a couple nights a week. Hey, just enjoy life, right? No stress. Stress is a killer. It's nothing worse than, not getting your dreams fulfilled. Stress take you out. Just relax. Let Greg Deville show you some game plans, give you some strategies. First of all, let's get you into a home. To get this ball rolling. But if you have the home, then let's go to page 2. Page 2 game playbook is what? Let's look at residual income. Let's look at something to create more income for you. All right. Again, 702-349-0162. Greg Deville, Deville Realty Group. Name you need to know right here in the Valley. So let's touch back. We talked about the solar program with the backup battery, right? So you can store your own power. That's a phenomenal program. Store your own power. So now you got this battery backup. So at night, you can live off the... Can you imagine no power bill? You're just paying one flat fee to the solar company for the panels. You're just paying them. You can pay them off early, no prepayment penalty. But you know every month with your lights, what your power bill looks like. Versus now, you peeking at the mail just to see, well, wow, what is the bill? Oh, it's $900. That's 1 month. Yeah, it's getting cooler now. I may not need the AC as much, but guess what? Here's the problem. Problem is the bill's still high because of the NV energy increase. But with solar, we can do away with that. We can know where our payments are going to be. So we've talked about the solar. We've talked about those of you who don't own a home. And let's say you have a 401k on the job. You can purchase a home with a low 580 FICO score. You're going to need at least $20,000 to be in your 401. At least 20, right? If you want to get a house. Now, if you want to get a condo or townhome, might be able to pull you through with 16,000. But for a house, you need at least minimal 20,000 access available through the 401k. Okay? Get with me, contact me. I love to help you out. I love to show. Listen, many of you know I love real estate. I've been doing this. This is all I know. It's all I know. And that's why people say I'm the guru. I'm going to tell you what. I listen to a lot of educational pieces about programs, wealth building, and I learned how to do it, and I want to show you how. Is that all right? So look, I'm out of here for today. I appreciate you. Thanks again to my guest, Miss Alicia Taylor with Mortgage Solutions. We have had a wonderful time today. It's been a great show. I hope something was said to inspire you to, maybe this doesn't work for you, but someone you know, maybe your daughter, your children. Don't forget, you guys can buy four of you can go in on a loan, buy a building. Each one of you have your own apartment, right? You got your own unit. So now you're investing into yourselves versus living in an apartment someone else's own. Why not take that money every month, paying your own? So 4 of you link up, get into a unit. And 4 family members, you're not living together, just living in the same building. So all these type of programs are available. First time buyer programs, those of you that are seasoned buyers, no experience necessary to be a buyer, I got you covered. We'll get everything you need settled and done. Shout out to the Moore family. Shout out to the Washington family this week. And the Henderson family got their keys this week. It's been a wonderful ride. They have all worked and followed the plan. And we got things done. So again, I am Greg Deville. Shout out to the queen, the lovely, the beautiful Marquetta Deville. We are excited with Team Deville. It's 38 agents at Team Deville. We're working hard to keep the market where it needs to be investing in real estate. So if we can be a help to you, feel free to reach out to us. Would you do that? 702-349-0162. If you missed this show or in its entirety and you want to see more, go to Greg Deville at my YouTube channel. Greg Deville on YouTube. You can catch this show, run it back, rewind it, forward it to find what it is that you missed. Greg Deville on YouTube. Look, I got to go. The engineer's pointing a finger. Get out of here. You got to go. I've had fun. So until I talk to you next week, have a great weekend. I pray you have fun. Do what you love and love what you do. And until I talk to you then, may God's best be yours.
Jones, hey, Greg Deville was at it, man. Hey, if you want the real, holla at Greg Deville. He'll tell you how to do it. Now get to it. If you want the real, listen to Greg Deville. He'll tell you how to do it. Now get to it. I'm talking real estate, building wealth, making money for your family and yourself. Now tune in. We here to help. Now tune in. We here to help. You want to be a broker? You want to be